queer and your family voted for Trump like mine did, hi, hello, I'm your mother now.
It's not giving mom. It's giving white dudes for Harris. It's giving child of Satan.
This is all prank, right? Like,
what the hell? You cannot be serious. How did I wake up to this garbage as my president?
Put a mask back on. Stop letting them observe your face.
Grow up. Get right. And God bless you. Hi, how are we feeling? I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling like, a child of God or whatever. I also feel like it feels damn good to be on this side of the election, considering my most recent video. I mean, imagine how stuck on stupid I would look coming up here after talking about why I'm voting for X and it's the person that lost. I mean, that would be sad. So I'm happy. I'm quite happy. But I would like to check in on the lovely libs and see how they feel after the election.
I'm sorry. No. Why? Do you really hate me that bad?
That loogie? Oh my God. Did y'all see that? That was disgusting. There's something deeply unwell when an election even phases you this bad. First of all, I understand that if you're on the losing end of an election, it's giving why. Like last election, I definitely said why, right? However, not like that. And if you really feel as though the rotating, like every 4 years, new president, unless they get elected for a second term, is really going to affect and destroy your life like that, you've been lied to, sweetheart. You've been very much lied to. You've been very much propagandized. And unfortunately, not to interrupt, the Disney movie you're living in here, in your head, it is in fact not apocalyptic. And even as someone who voted for the guy that just won, I also don't think it's like save the world type. It's not world peace and hunger's ended and we're all, it's none of the above. It's something in the middle. However, I can promise you it's very much farther away from that. And whatever the you're doing and whatever the you're going through.
If you're queer and your family voted for Trump like mine did, hi, hello, I'm your mother now. Just checking in. Have you drank water today? Did you eat? Did you take your meds? Did you breathe? Are you breathing?
You look like a fairy princess that resides over the pits of hell. And listen, I really don't. It's not giving mom. It's giving white dudes for Harris. It's giving child of Satan. It's giving bizarre man preying on people when they're emotionally vulnerable, which is the female base of the Democrat Party right now. And someone needs to bless you, bitch. It's just not. See, I feel like I have this increased ability. Tell me if y'all who are getting a little bit on the older side, right? Because she is now 31. I feel like I just have an increased ability to detect demons. I feel like I can just see it now, right? And it's all there. And I'm not even looking at the outward appearance. I'm looking deep in that soul. And it is, in fact, black. This made me want to vote for Trump again. Can we just go again?
this is all prank, right? Like we're just gonna wake up tomorrow morning and everything's gonna go back to the way it'll be a psych. It'll be like a really bad dream, and none of this will have ever happened, right? Like it'll be like the first time, and then we're all gonna pull through fine in 4 years. Correct? Please, someone tell me. I can tell you one thing right now, marriage is the farthest thing from on the table currently. So they screwed the pooch on that one if they thought that any of this was going to actually help with the whole family and kids department and low.
You screwing the pooch on your own life if you have an election result you don't like and you're like, well, there goes marriage. There goes my future to live and be happy and find love. That is bleak. And again, whoever psyoped your ass into feeling that is how you should feel. I mean, my God, all I can ever do when I look at people like this is kind of, okay, how would I feel? How would I feel if I just lost a consequential election like this? But then I remember, I lost one 4 years ago. And Don't get me wrong. She was upset. She was upset. I know I didn't cry. And I hate to like laugh at people who cry, but I guess you just look funny doing it. I guess you just look funny, bitch. And I am in fact laughing at you, not with you. Let me be nice. Okay. Listen. Let me offer some words of wisdom, bitch. Life goes on. You will, in fact, live to see another day if you so choose. And I am praying that you so choose. However, you really need to question who is in your life that even gave you the impression that this election was that consequential. Because big as it was, as important as it was, you can find love still. Like, you finding love is not off the table. Unless you keep making stupid videos like this, because who the fuck is going to want to love you? See, I keep like wanting to be nice to her and then wanting to abuse her. Like, it's just like, I can't make up my mind.
My immigrant mother just called me on the phone innocently asking me if she should start carrying her passport in case they start doing mass deportations to prove that she's a citizen. That's so sad.
And there is the moment where you proved yourself to be a failure. Why? Because any responsible daughter of a mother who genuinely is afraid like that and so irrationally is going to say something to comfort said mother and say, hey, he's deporting illegals. But then again, of course, you're hooked up to that propaganda machine that is saying that basically legal Latinos are now being deported. And what's so fucked up and why y'all are so stuck on stupid is that Latinos were the demographic that went the most for Trump. Because imagine that. Imagine how, you know that meme? Imagine how tired we are. Imagine how tired Latinos must be to be constantly being fucking lied to, fear-mongered like this, to where, first of all, your mommy is crying on the phone talking about Trump's deporting illegals. Should I carry my passport? These are not. Why are you worried if you're a citizen? And you, why are you not smart enough, right? Logical enough, a good enough daughter to say you don't have a reason to be afraid. You would rather milk your mom's tears, produce your own fake ass tears, and get clout off the internet for it. And that is some sad shit.
Good morning. It is November 7th, Thursday, and got my lipstick on today, so I'm a little bit more together. We're putting a plan together. I cannot live in a country that voted for Trump. I cannot spend another 4 years under that man. And so we have made the decision that we are leaving. We're putting a plan together. Our plan is to go back to Australia. And by back, that is where obviously Tam and our daughter Jordan was from. I'm working on immigration paperwork for spousal visa. I'll probably end up going over on a tourist visa initially because the spousal visa takes a while. I'll probably have to leave at some point and go to like Vietnam or Maria, and then come back to Australia waiting for the...
Trump's already saving the world. Trump is already fixing our problems and he's not even president yet. Here he is, president-elect, and they're self-deporting. They're self-deporting. Baby, first of all, this goes out to not only just the white dudes for Harris putting on red lipstick before doing a video, but every person who wears red lipstick, right? You have to brush your teeth if you're going to wear red lipstick. Liberal or conservative. I don't know what the issue is with so many libs. I mean, I feel like every video, it's like at least 50% of the liberals on screen, their teeth are in fact yellow. I don't know what that is. I don't know if y'all want to be British so damn bad. I don't know if there's a correlation with like people who feel the most American will in fact brush their teeth and people who don't. And they want to go back to some British ass rule. Their teeth are yellow like the Brits. No shade, Brits. I kind of forgot y'all existed during this election cycle. If I ever stop giving a fuck about what people from Australia, where this white dude for Harris is in fact going, or the UK. I mean, I just can't hear it during election cycle. But hello again, Brits. Hello, I care about you again. I'm in it to win it with y'all again. What am I saying? Listen, this is just a sign that this was the right election outcome. I mean, I really did not intend on like doing a video in which I'm laughing at people crying, because that never feels good. Except for now. Girl, he won the popular vote and the electoral vote. That means everyone's done with you. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm done with you, disgusting bitches. I think America's done with you. I think there's been a mandate on you. And that pink hair. It's not a good look for you, Sally Ann. Neither is misery. So work on yourself.
Easiest and most effective form of protest you have right now that you can start immediately: put a mask back on. Stop letting them observe your face, and have the side benefit of better health and protecting the rest of us in the world.
Wow. I gotta say, I did not expect the libs to be down this bad. To be back to masks is crazy. To speak and say, don't let them have the privilege, or whatever the fuck she said, of seeing their face. Was it a privilege or a chore? It's feeling very laborious currently for me. To observe this bleak, low IQ video. It's a struggle, it's a chore, it's hard, bitch. And life is hard. It's harder when you're stupid. Get smarter. Also, this is what I've always said. I've always said to y'all, and some of y'all thought it was stupid, that the mask is in fact the MAGA hat of the left. It's their MAGA hat. So this is all it is. It's like if MAGA were to lose and be like, the best form of protest is make sure you wear your MAGA hats. At least there's an aesthetic to that. This, again, is very unaesthetic, but it just shows it's like, who the fuck is it? You are putting fear and intimidation into nobody's heart. You walking out the door with that mask. How down do they have to be like, all right, we're going back to masks? Like, whoa.
Can someone tell me what MAGA men find attractive so that I can wear the complete opposite? Thanks.
Ooh. Oh my God. I hate to tell you, sister. See, I would have never set myself up like that. That is...
To know that my family, the people who raised me, voted for a rapist. It's so invalidating. But I'm white. I should not be taking up space, because right now the people who...
I'm white, so I shouldn't be taking up space. Bae. I'm white, so I shouldn't be taking... If that's not why Trump won in a nutshell, then we got to push back against the forces that be convincing white people that because they are white, they should not take up space. Oh my God. You are why Trump won. You really are, sis. And if this was someone I knew in my real life, I mean, she would be intolerable. I would make sure I'm never around her. But because there's a somewhat of a barrier here between screens, you know, I'm looking at you remotely, I actually do feel comfortable feeling a bit of empathy and proximity to you right now. So I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. You're not okay. And it has nothing, in fact, to do with who won the election. I do somewhat feel bad for her, because this is the result of almost a decade now of brainwashing, of propagandizing the public, and of engineering this complete other world people are living in right now, to where an election loss is just not a bit of a different direction the country may be going in. You know, God forbid, even See, every time I feel bad for them, I'm like, the worst thing that's going to happen to these stupid people is they're going to experience a better economy, less war, and a closed border. Like, they're going to be fine. But we do have to do something to heal these hoes, because this is too much. This is too much. And perhaps your family voted a certain way you don't like, actually in spite of you. Not despite, but in spite of you.
Yo, I'm scared to go to sleep. I might wake up a motherfucking slave.
Oh my God. She said, I might wake up a motherfucking slave. Sister. My sister in Christ. Oh my God. Is it just weed? Like, what? Are you just overthinking? Are you just on a bad trip or something? Like, what exactly is the issue? Because I know it's not Donald Trump. See, that's the funniest thing. It's like, one of the most amazing things about Donald Trump is that he actually, what he does to people is he makes them confront themselves live, loud, and in color. Like, half the time when you see people freaking out in hatred of this man or crying or just, it's like, wow, you can really just see that inner battle that actually has nothing to do with Donald Trump. And that's one of his actual great things, right? He's just a mirror. And these people are just staring in it, just crying, and don't even know they're looking at themselves. Wow.
What the hell? You cannot be serious. How did I wake up to this garbage as my president? That's right, garbage. I went to bed last night and she was ahead. I woke up to this freaking nightmare. Donald Trump? How? Does America have this many Nazi, Hitler following pieces of trash?
What is that? What specific things have to take place, happen, and coincide? What chain of events creates this archetype of a person? I've like, look, this might be one of the only times I'm like, sweet, like, how is this a real person? This archetype of a person has never existed throughout history. And I'm sympathetic to that as someone who also never been done what I'm doing now. But however, this is a GMO ass person. This is like a walking, talking Monsanto satanic spell type shit to make this person. I would say cloning. I would say Illuminati satanic cloning experimentation. But I think it's just Monsanto. I think it's just the food. I think it's just the food. This is like a 2D ass person. If we're all in 3D, this is like a 2D ass human being. Really, Sarah? He took away your right to love. He took away your right to love. See, that's on the list of things that, in my opinion, as a human being on this fucking planet with a spirit, a soul, and a will to live, that's not something anybody could take away from me. Kamala Harris could be elected 10 times over, and my right to love would not be in jeopardy, bitch. Because I wouldn't stand for it. I wouldn't stand for it. My God, it's the theatrics. It's the fake bitch theatrics for me. Takes away your right to love. Oh my God. If there's any words y'all have abused, it's in fact words like freedom and rights, for which y'all have clearly no actual concept of. What rights? Has anyone lost? Will anyone lose? You clearly haven't lost the right to be a dumbass. You are in fact utilizing that to your maximum capability right now. You are on full dumbass. And as I'm watching it here, sis, as I'm here watching it, I gotta say, it needs to stop now. Time to grow up. Time to grow up, Sarah. Sarah Beth. Sarah Lynn. It's time to grow up.
Life could be worse.
No, not really.
Trans man where? Somebody call Buck Angel, because what are you even talking about? Bethany, what are you talking about? And the craziest part is, like, she clearly is just one shower away from being an attractive woman. If your idea of being a man is just not showering, I mean, that's weird. It's weird. You're weird. You are on some weirdo shit right now. I gotta say, of all the people I've seen here, for which one of them left me speechless, the other one had me scared, the other one had me wanting to cry out of sheer terror. You're the weirdest. I can't really pinpoint. Perhaps it's just the... I can't really pinpoint exactly why. Perhaps it's just the gray blob of what you would call the human spirit coming through right now from you. Perhaps it's the fact that literally nothing you said in that caption makes any sense.
Last night, I watched the election results alongside my queer and trans readers and their families. And as the results came in, it quickly became apparent who would win. Whenever I continued late into the next morning, I became far less concerned about the election numbers and far more concerned about my readers and trans people who were thinking about ending it all. It was a very, very difficult night for me.
If you are anywhere close to ending it all over an election result, there's so much more wrong. Like, the election is the least of your problems. In fact, we can wipe it off the list. Let's free you today. I'm going to take a burden off your shoulders. If you are somebody who feels like they are going to end it all over an election, I want to lift that off of you, because we don't need you to worry about the election, baby. I promise it's not going to harm you. We got some other things we got to address. A lot of them. And we also have to address specifically the people who are like this, which are like, enabling the idea that that's even a remotely valid response to have over an election response, because she's like, I'm so concerned with my queer family members and friends who are thinking of ending it all. How about telling them that would be really crazy? How about telling them there's no reason to do that? But you would rather milk the self-deletion ideations that your friends are having for a video to try to dramatize and again continue this stupid ass Disney movie occurring in your head where it's y'all against this big villain of Donald Trump. It's like, y'all are not David and Goliath. In fact, you would be the Goliath. You would be the big bitch everyone's trying to free themselves from. You're a bad person. And I just have some advice for trans people going into Project 2025. I did not say Project 2025. The year 2025. See how y'all even psyop me? See how y'all even are warping my mind for that? That would even come out of my subconscious? This fake ass Project 2025 shit y'all ran with? That's how you know it's if it's affecting me. It's like, oh my God, these people have no hope. I have to say, some advice to trans people going into the year 2025. Time to grow up. Time to step up. No one ever says step up anymore, but the theatrics, the clown shit, right? The drama. It's not going to work, babe. It might have worked under Mr. Joe Biden and Miss Columbia Harris. It might have worked under them because they enabled that drama, right? You're about to enter a whole new world in which the country is actually feeling its center-right oats right now, basking in their center-right oats. And this shit is already old. It's been old, and it's going to be really old if y'all continue this shit. So grow up, get right, and God bless you.
Do me a favor. The next time someone says to you, it's just an election, tell them this. The Trevor Project, if you're not familiar, is the leading suicide prevention and crisis hotline for LGBTQ plus young people, and they just released some data in light of the election. Among this newly released data, there are 2 points that I think truly speak for themselves. After analyzing the full day of post-election conversations, the Trevor Project found that there was nearly a 700% increase in volume compared to the previous days.
I have a solution, a genuine one. We are going to throw members of the media, and we can argue which ones. We can have a lengthy trial. It can take years. I don't care. We're going to put y'all in jail for psyoping, propagandizing, manipulating, fear-mongering, gaslighting people into feeling as though their life is worthy to end over an election, or feeling as though they are under so much danger that that's a rational decision to make. That is a direct result of the media. If you are feeling like that, guess who you have to blame, baby girl, baby boy, baby they? You can blame the media. It is not Donald Trump's fault. I'm so sorry to say. I'm so sorry again to interrupt that Disney movie. It is not on Trump supporters, Republicans, Donald Trump himself. It's on the media who have lied to you and use y'all like puppets and tried to make you believe that you were actually under attack and that Adolf Hitler really did just win an election. None of that is true. None of that is true. And again, when we're talking about youth here, we're talking about the babies. We're talking about the children. They don't know any better. So if your children are feeling like they're going to jump off a ledge over an election, that's on you. That's on you, gay, straight, or whatever. That's on you. Because that's where a responsible adult comes in and tells them, no one's coming for you. Your rights are not under attack. You're going to survive. And you have all the strength and resources in the world. You live in the best country in the world. You can do anything you set your mind to. That's not the message now. The message now is, if you're not a white, straight male, your rights are gone and you're fucked. Meanwhile, to live in that delusion would be to believe that, first of all, a lot has not been taken from straight white men as well, and that they're not the national punching bag in general. But beyond that, the disempowerment campaign against minorities that's been going on since Trump came in is just disgusting. If you can't see liberals for who they really are when you listen to them talk about groups of people, you have, since post-election, you have people in the Democrat media attacking Latinos and Muslims and black men and different minority women in a way that is so vile and that would never be excused or go unnoticed if it were said by right wingers. In fact, all it takes to be called an entire party of sexist people is for Donald Trump to make a joke on a hot mic years before he ran for president about grabbing vaginas. And suddenly the whole Republican Party is like a sick bunch of fucking, sexists. But y'all can be up on air all day, every day, talking about minorities like dogs, like they owe you something, like they owe you a vote, they owe you loyalty, like you don't have to win their vote. It should just be given. And that's not the case, commies. No one's taking away your gay weddings. Trump had a gay wedding in his house, in his personal place of residence earlier this year. Black people, you're not going to be slaves. There's going to be no new slaves, dummy. Like, we're going to stop saying that. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Latinos are not going to be deported if they're legal citizens, right? Trump does not have the power to create an abortion ban. So sorry to say, it's not actually a matter if he supports it or not. He cannot create it. Just like Kamala could not have created something that legalizes it nationally. So we're going to just need to read up a little bit on how government works. I know that's a big ask for people who are voting for government and for people who feel so passionately about it that they are in fact crying on camera. I know it's a lot to ask of y'all to just look into how it actually works even just a little bit, but maybe do that. That'll calm some of those fears, baby girl. And trans people, you will in fact survive as well, right? Unless your form of not surviving is not having the right to give sex changes to kids. I mean, if that's the case, I don't know what to tell you. And children. I now address the children of the world. I address the children who are scared of this election outcome. You'll be all right. Take it from the OB, an old bitch. They wanted you to believe this is what the world was and what the elections really, were. Apocalyptic. Hitler's coming. They call George Bush Hitler. I watched them call George Bush Hitler. I watched them freak out over McCain. I watched them freak out over Romney. This is just what they do. And it's actually a great lesson. I encourage all young people who are watching this right now to remember this. When you're a couple more election cycles down the road as an adult, I want you to remember this fanaticism, this illogical this crazy drama. The drama. Remember it, because it has in fact informed why I should not take it seriously when I see them do it about Trump, because I watched them do it about George Bush. So later on down the line, when they do it about God knows who is running in a couple decades besides me, they're going to say it about me too. So don't let them do it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel as well as my podcast channel. Follow me on X and Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video.